Hey everybody, Mark Johnson here, founder and creative director of Able Ape Studios, back again with another book review just for you. So yeah, the book review I am reviewing today is called Bird by Bird by Anne Lamott. And this is another book that was recommended by Tim Ferriss in a video where he kind of just gave you a list of books that you can read to kind of help you build a foundation, for whatever it is you may be doing. If you're an entrepreneur, you have entrepreneurial aspirations, you run your own business. These are some of the books, or this is a book that he recommended that kind of give you some of the tools to kind of, how to describe your product, talk about your product, and even, what it takes to tell a good story. And this book here is, like I said, it's really more about storytelling. It's really about how to tell a good story. It's also about how to frame that story. And I think even more than any of that, it's really about how to get past the things that sometimes hinder us as writers or people who are, in a writing position, because we get in our head. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times writing is about just kind of just battling that. And I know, for instance, a lot of times when I get down to writing, I feel like I could be doing something else, and not that I want to be doing something else. I obviously want to finish this product or this project, but at the same time, there's that voice that you hear. And she talks about it in her book in great deal, in the sense that when you get that voice, you gotta kind of, in a sense, ignore it. She gives you some action things that you can do to kind of combat that. And at the same time, if you have a voice that's telling you that you're not good, this work's not great, and in a sense can hinder you, she talks about that as well, because she is also a professor, and a lot of times in her courses, there's students that want to talk about writing and getting paid for it, right? I mean, doesn't everyone want to get paid for whatever they do? And a lot of times, in that sense, those students won't write anything because that voice is like, it's got to be perfect. It's got to be perfect. If you're going to get paid, you got to be perfect. And so they're really, in a sense, like what they say, putting the cart before the horse. I guess that's the thing. So you're talking about something, or you're thinking about something that comes really at the end, or becomes behind doing the work. And so she's really about just doing the work, coming up with the idea, whether it's good, bad, or ugly, and just writing and see where it takes you. And at that point, then you can rewrite. And then at that point, you can really start taking the steps that you need to do to kind of really cultivating something that is going to be enjoyable, that people want to read and keep coming back to read. So I really enjoyed that. She's also funny. She takes a really funny stance about certain things, mainly like that. Mainly like being able to write when you feel like you don't want to write. She also talks about, some really touching stories about that in her life that really brought out the best writing in her. Because I know sometimes, as a writer or someone who's writing certain things, when you're in pain, that's the best time to kind of really write about stuff, because it just kind of is really, all the feelings are right there, they're just right there, so you can just kind of grasp them out and get them on paper. And so she talks about that. It's just really a fun read. It's not too long of a book. Like I said, she was funny. I enjoyed her sensibility, her sarcasm, her storytelling. I like a lot of the tips that she talks about on how to kind of get in the right frame of to write. It was good, and I don't really read, or I haven't really read a lot of books on writing, and a lot of the stuff that she brought out was just really on point, so I enjoyed it. She talks about jealousy. She talks about how sometimes, I think this can kind of really go to a lot of different things, where we see someone else getting an opportunity that we wish we had, right? We look at them and we're like, dang, that should be me, right? I mean, that should be me. But it's jealousy rears its head, right? I mean, it's like, it's tough not to get jealous of that person when you see them have an opportunity that you want for yourself, right? So she talks about that because she had a writing friend who got maybe a book deal and was just kind of really living life while she was going through some really tough stuff. Be it family, be it work, whatever. She was going through a tough time, and she was seeing this person just kind of, living life. And she talks about how that person, whenever she would see him, sometimes she would try to duck him, like not want to talk to him or not want to talk to him on the phone, because she knew it would lead to a conversation about how good her life was, which would give her a reflection about how bad her life was at that point. And sometimes you really just got to take a stand, because I think ultimately what she ended up doing was telling that friend that at this point in time she could not be their friend, or didn't want to talk to him. Not in a mean way, but in a way that was just kind of like respectable, but at the same time was just kind of like, it was something that she needed to do to kind of get past where she was, and then also kind of, regain herself and then thrive again. So I really enjoy this book. Like I said, it's not too long of a read. It's actually a national bestseller as well. So yeah, this is Bird by Bird by Anne Lamott. This is a book that was recommended by Tim Ferriss, so I definitely went out and got it for that reason. I enjoyed it. I hope you enjoy the review, and possibly think about getting this book. And if you like the video, definitely like the video. And if you want to comment, maybe start a conversation between you and I on this book, or maybe some other books. How about that? If there's a book that you would like me to read or have to review, definitely leave that in the comment section below. And also check out the description box, because I will also put in there some other links to other people who reviewed this actual book. So yeah, like I always do at this time, have a blessed day. See you on the flip side. Let's go.